Have you ever been annoyed with gossipers? Gossiping has always been a peeve of mine. I've always hated gossipers and liars. It's Dr. P Speaks, and today our subject is about gossipers. And I want to send a shout out to gossipers. I have a whole story about why I'm giving a familiar shout out to gossipers. I mean, everybody has their opinion about them. I've long had a disdain for gossipers, but today my whole mind has changed and my perspective has been renewed about whether or not I need gossipers in my life. So the story goes like this. I've always hated gossipers and liars, or people I've deemed that I thought that they lie consistently. I shouldn't use the word hate because it's so harsh, but I have a disdain for people I feel who lie on purpose or lie to gain respect, momentum, favor. All of those things, they annoy me. And unfortunately, I have a sister, and it's kind of always been like this unspoken thing that we felt like she was a gossiper, for a lack of a better adjective. I had an appreciation for gossipers, but I really don't like gossiping because I think it feeds a part of me that's naturally curious. But because I moved away from the city where we lived, I indulged in her conversation mainly because it helped me catch up with with information about people I hadn't seen or family. But for the most part, there's this thing that used to click in the back of my head when she would call that I thought she was calling a gossip, or when she would start to talk about a thing like going on at the church or in the neighborhood, I would just kind of slightly nudge away from the conversation. But I found a new appreciation for gossiping, and her gossiping particularly, and I had to apologize to myself and to God for even thinking such bad things about her gossiping. The backstory: I had a best friend that had been my best friend since we were 5. We have pictures of being in kindergarten together. She's lived in Florida since her 20s, and I moved to Louisiana. But when I tell you we talked every single day of our lives, even when we used to have to pay for the calls, we talked. I had some therapy, and I started to think I was a big girl. And I had always depended on this friend to have more faith than me because her faith was always stronger, and to be more realistic than me. And I told her every one of my secrets. She knew all of my skeletons. She was the person I trusted with everything. We started this thing where we were always at each other's throat on the phone. We were always arguing about some TV show or life. And then about 4 months after realizing we weren't talking anymore, I did get a text message from her explaining that she wasn't ready to talk. But she said she needed the time to heal, and I appreciated that and gave her the space. But there was still something in me that still thought that this was really rejection from her. But to bring the story back around to my appreciation for gossiping and gossipers, I got a call from my sister about 11 o'clock last night and said, "Did you talk to your friend lately?" And I was like, "I've been telling you that she doesn't talk to me for over a year and a half, almost 2 years." And she said, "I heard her husband." And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I didn't know what to do with that information, but I prayed about it, and I started to think, because the Holy Spirit nudged me and reminded me how I needed the gossiper. Because there was a gossiper that gave her the information. She told me She had not heard it, so she called me to gossip about it to see if I'd heard it, and I hadn't. But because of that one action, several things happened. I was finally able to get up enough nerve this morning and call her. I'm about to tear up with this one because no matter where we've been in the world, the two of us, we had this innate ability to feel where each other was and able to find and search out each other when there was a problem. And although I had been having this feeling, I didn't want to reach out to her if she had not felt that it wasn't time. But after we reconciled, and I'm in this place now where I'm really happy to be communicating with my best friend in the world. So then I Googled gossiping and do we need them? Let me tell you what it says. Gossipers serve an important function in society. They act as information brokers, and those information brokers build bonds. They reinforce group norms. They help us learn who's trustworthy and who's not. And also, by transferring information, they let us know what's acceptable and they hold people to accountability in the community. And then I remembered the story of the Marys, Mary and Mary, where Jesus came to visit, and one Mary took her hair and was wiping his feet and sitting at the feet of Jesus, just absorbing everything he had to say. And the other Mary was off gossiping and being a busybody. The Bible depicts this as an opportunity to learn, and the Bible never depicts this as a bad thing, just as a learning opportunity. Sometimes you may think that would serve as a double-edged sword because there's some negative things about it. I mean, it can harm reputations, it can harm relationships. You have to use your critical thinking about their motives and the impact of the gossiping and the repeating of stories. And you know, bad gossip can also be very destructive for relationships. But it's very complex because I don't know if there's such a thing as a bad gossip and a good gossip, but in this particular moment, for me, this was the best gossiping episode that this woman has ever had. Now, I've felt in the past, there were times when I felt that sometimes my sister's gossiping goes too far. It makes her sound jealous at times and even breaks relationships because sometimes the information is transformed and miscommunicated. But at the end of the day, my disdain for gossiping ends today because these informants make the world go round. They hold people to accountability, and in my case, they sometimes restore relationships. Shout out to the gossipers in the world, and shout out to the MVP of gossipers in my life, my sister. May God bless all of the gossipers. So tell me, have y'all had experiences like negative or positive with gossipers? And how do you handle it? Like, how do you handle the bad ones or the negative ones? Leave me a comment. Don't forget, guys, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Help us grow. We reunited a friendship that may have gone south or something worse could have happened to me or her without us apologizing to each other.